So once again,
we're back.
We find ourselves spontaneously recording, sitting down, talking about stuff, and realizing we should be recording something while we're having this conversation.
Yeah. Well, I tried to make you record or reel because you were like,
"Oh yeah, I keep having the same conversation with every single person."
And then you were like, number one, and you just started literally rattling off enumerated advice for every single person, and you're like the only person I know who's like getting consistent. I mean, you're not the only person that I know. But like you and I are in unique positions right now.
Yes.
In that like our work is okay.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, why aren't we recording this?
Great.
And one thing led to another. Bada bing, bada bang.
And now here
bada
we
boom.
are. Is there anything you want to say about how you're coming into this conversation?
Oh yeah, I have a sinus infection that I'm pretty sure I've had for like a month that I thought had gone away. I thought that, so I got it like right after New Year's, and I had it for a while, and then I thought that it went away, and then I had friends in town, and then we like went hiking and acted normal and stuff, and then it started all over again, and now it's like a month later. I also did take an edible. So.
Anything else you want to share about how you're coming into the space today?
Oh, I thought that you meant that.
Well, I did, and then I was like, well, also, you could share more if you want to share more about how you're coming in today. We are recording this on February 2nd.
Yeah, in this moment, I am compartmentalizing. And you know what? Everyone can judge me for that.
It's a survival mechanism.
But in this moment, what time is it right now?
5:46?
Yeah, it's 5:46. I've been exhausted since like 2. I started meetings at 8 a.m. today. I'm just compartmentalizing, so.
Cool.
Yeah. How about you? I am going to blow my nose, though, which I keep not doing because it's on.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have bodies.
I know. But I don't want to block out anything that you're. So I want to do it separate so that it doesn't overpower you talking. Oh yeah, there we go. If anyone wants to know my very thorough regimen of shit that my doctor has me doing right now. How are you doing?
Well, I was gonna say 2 things in response to your share. I can't remember what the first one was. But the supplements that you are on, the many things that you have amassed in your care kit, seems to me an indication that we are collectively unwell. It's not just you, right? And I'm really thinking about that right now.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm coming in. I mean, my body's in a lot of pain in ways that I've never experienced before. I'm having weird trauma breakthroughs in a really unpleasant way, as they sometimes are.
Yeah, they felt really non-consensual.
Yeah! Seriously. The things we are witnessing collectively in Minneapolis with the Epstein files. I mean, the list goes on of all the things. And now the stuff in Portland is really ramping up. Anyways, I'm not well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not well.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Well, now that you say that, I'm not compartmentalized anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just back.
We can file it away again.
If it works that way.
I was going to say, too, compartmentalizing is a coping mechanism, and this is a lot right now. It's impossible to digest all of the things that are currently happening in the world that are increasingly violent and scary. It's impossible. So, on that note, cue the music.
stops me. And there's not many things that stop me from petting a dog. So, okay, the music played.
Mm-hmm. And now we're going...
I'm holding myself back from taking us on tangents right now. So I'm trying to not... I'm going to let you lead the way. Because I'm on cough medicine and cannabis. And I'm out of it anyway.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Here are the things that I would say to every single person working for themselves right now.
Do we need to say something about the cannabis thing?
What do you mean?
You said that we needed to make it very clear that we're cannabis-friendly.
You did.
Oh, that's how you want to do it. I thought that you felt like we needed to acknowledge it in some larger
I wanted
way.
to acknowledge it vocally today.
Yeah.
And I want to figure out a way to put it into our positioning, messaging, branding.
Got it.
On a more regular basis so that people understand that they're consenting to listen to that. To Stonersons, you know?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be clear, we don't normally... I'm not normally...
No, you're not normally stoned.
In our conversation.
When we speak.
Neither are you.
True.
Yeah.
I might be smoking, but I'm not necessarily stoned. Yeah.
And I do think that that's...
significant.
A distinction to make. Just in case anyone's like, what have I been listening to?
Seriously, a bunch of stoners talk about business?
We do take this seriously.
Are you kidding me? That's why we make this podcast. This is all we...
But sometimes it's 5:46 and you're like having a conversation that needs to be recorded and it's like, give the people what they want.
Exactly. You know? So if it has to happen under the influence of a plant... By the way, it has been so deeply stigmatized.
Don't get me started.
Also, you know, human beings throughout history have needed to soothe themselves in their suffering.
Be it compartmentalization, plants.
I mean, I'd rather inhale a plant than, you know, some of the other things I've done in my life to soothe myself.
Like, you mean what I do to my cuticles?
Yeah.
Just like pick my skin off? Just rip my skin off?
I mean, I scratch my skin off.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking last night, I was thinking, you know, did previous generations like pick at their skin? Is this a thing that's happening to our generation? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, are we coming up with language for these things like excoriation or whatever it's called, disorder?
I think that skin picking has definitely
existed throughout time.
Been a thing. And I think that there are things that make skin picking worse for most people who experience them, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Let's rephrase this whole thing and reframe the whole thing.
Do it.
My experience with skin picking is that when I am really anxious, it's really bad.
Yep.
And I think that there's things that we've been experiencing as of late that might be making some of us, let's just say, I've been a little anxious with world events.
Me too.
I just said that and I started picking my cuticles.
I've been wanting to pick at my my toenail this whole time.
Yeah.
And my body's in pain. It's like there's like constant, anyways.
Remember
Everybody's
when I
doing
said
great.
That I didn't want to take us on any tangents?
I know.
And then right when you got started, I stopped you and took you on a whole tangent, and now we have to circle back around.
The things I would tell every person who's working for themselves right now.
Bam, bam.
By Tristan Cass. Number 1. Marketing and selling are 2 different things. I really mean this. I really mean this.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When I think about this, I think, sure, selling is a part of marketing, but marketing is like a whole... Like, there's all kinds of shit that goes into marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And selling is a very small part of it. And that there's some types of selling that are separate from it entirely.
I mean, I think that's one way of putting it. Yes. What I would like...
Yes, I guess what I was saying, what my question is this is how I see it. Like,
Right.
do you agree or do you see it in a
I
different?
think
What do you mean
what
by
I
it?
am seeing is that our cultural understanding of marketing is so deeply entwined
Yeah.
with selling that we need to challenge ourselves to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe much like you might say, I'm constantly tying everything on this podcast back to gender. But, you know, we have confused and conflated, for example, gender and sex characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We collapsed them into one category: female woman, male man.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of have done the same thing in a lot of parts of our culture, I think. We've also collapsed accountability and punishment, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of, we conflate them. We get them confused. They become one and the same. We reinforce these narratives and these stories that this is that, right? Gender is the body. Gender is sex. Accountability is getting locked up in prison. I don't mean to laugh. I laugh at really inappropriate times. Similarly, marketing is selling.
Mm-hmm.
We've collapsed the two. And so I think when we have a history of decades, if not longer, of collapsing these things, it's really important for us to see them as two completely different things. In order for me, at least, to reach people right now, when I'm having a conversation with them one-on-one and trying to explain that marketing and selling are two different things, I really have to separate them. I have to show them marketing is one practice and I don't talk about selling, ever.
Yeah.
So, stop selling. Like, what? And then everybody's like, well, then what is my marketing?
Okay, so here's the thing, though, is that like, when you're talking about examples like gender,
Yeah.
and when you're talking about examples like punishment and accountability, I'm like, those are things that we sort of agree on the terms. Like, we agree that we understand what these two things are that exist. And in the instance, right, because like these are words that are just symbols of like this much larger thing, and we're all in agreement on what that is. When it comes to marketing and selling, I'm like, well, this is invented shit. Like, and it's like, I mean, I literally learned the definition of the word marketing in school at one point as like these are the parts of marketing.
Like,
and
it's
so,
like it has components.
And so it's like, it's almost like, I mean, it's not almost like, it's like part of what we're wrestling with here is that definitionally speaking.
Yes.
I mean, I think by definition, marketing includes selling.
Actually, I have found that it doesn't necessarily.
Okay, well, what I was going to say, though, is whether that's the case or not, what I'm really curious about is how you define those two things, because then I think that is what like will make it click.
Great.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, what is marketing to you and what is selling to you?
Marketing is reaching people with our work and establishing awareness of what we do and establishing trust in the fact that we can actually do it, what we say we can do. That's it. There's lots of different components to that. Like right now, for example, and maybe in the last, I don't know how long, authenticity, you know, showing more than just marketing assets, you know, blah, 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 building relationships, behind the scenes. Like, you could break that down into so many different pieces, right? But the core of marketing, to me, what the thing that I want to achieve and I want everyone to understand is that, to me, it's about reaching people, creating visibility in the work that you do, and trust in your expertise.
And then selling
selling, I don't know. I haven't studied the definition of selling like I've studied the definition of marketing.
Got it.
And to me, the definition that I've read of marketing is often like storytelling, visibility, like, you know what I mean? And it's so funny because when I think this is really wild to me. I can think of times in my life where I have engaged in what I would call selling. For example, I was a server at an Italian restaurant in Santa Fe, New Mexico for several years, and we were taught to sell wine. Mm-hmm. Like, I was taught to sell wine. Mm-hmm. So if somebody said, can you recommend something to me? I knew how to talk to them about their price range, the kind of wine they were into. I could help guide them. I could think about maybe, quote, upselling them if I saw an opportunity to, right? That's selling. Mm-hmm. I never do that in my business. Ever.
Okay.
I don't ever sell my work.
Can we talk about an example
that
you can use to illustrate this further? Because I'm really curious about this. I also I think that part of what is important here is that your definition of marketing, you do think of it very differently from, right? Like you're identifying something that works, that may not have been considered traditionally what marketing was, but it is a thing that you have identified that definitely has the same function as marketing.
Yes.
Right?
So, and this is why
maybe we just, right? And so this is why I'm like, I want to know more about like the differences, because when I hear you saying that you can't think of a time that I'm like, but I see you say come and buy this thing all the time.
Yeah, that I don't think of that as selling.
Right. And that I think is why people are like, what? Don't sell? Because I think I think of that as selling.
Okay, so here's what my mind says, and maybe I'm mistaken about this, and we should, get really nitty gritty in our
I don't know
verbiage.
That the word matters.
It's true. The word, in this moment, right. I immediately think of, I've seen the show many times. Maybe you're not familiar with the show Mad Men, but the show Mad Men is depicting early advertising industry stuff with television coming, into living rooms, right? And it's telling the story of advertising agency and the culture in that advertising agency. And we see Don Draper, the central protagonist, pitch marketing campaigns to his clients that are so rooted in selling. That's all that existed at the time. Commercials, right? Or ads in papers. It was all selling. All of it. Today, in 2026, and I would argue with the evolution of the internet and our lives online, I would argue that marketing has completely changed, and that those of us who continue down the path of seeing it as selling are doing our actual marketing a disservice. We're doing our work a disservice, and we're doing the people we're trying to serve a disservice, because it's no longer the way marketing actually works. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Because now when we see people selling Don Draper style, I don't trust them at all.
Yeah.
I feel like they're selling me on something.
Agree.
So when I say, at the end of workshops, I always say, and if you want to learn more with me, here's my Creating Safer Spaces training program, and, sliding scale or payment plans are available. I also work one-on-one in these ways. I'm going to tell people pathways to work with me. That's different to me than selling.
Yeah, I think we're in total agreement, and we're just using different words.
Cool. I hope that's helpful for our dear listeners.
Me too, because I do think that that's a hang-up, is like the way that I think that what you just described, being like, yeah, and if you're interested in working with me, and you just like rattled that off, a lot of people find just that terrifying, and that is what they're considering to be selling.
Yeah.
And so I think that when it's like, don't sell and people kind of panic, I'm wondering if that's what's coming up because they're not understanding the difference.
Yeah, to me, that's not selling. That's an invitation. That's an invitation into, and you know why there's a difference. Selling has to do with convincing or, one could argue, manipulating.
Yeah.
The invitation is consensual. The invitation is, if you are interested in going further, I'm here. Here are the pathways I've thought about how to make this successful for people, etc. Right?
Yeah.
That's to me not selling, because I'm not actually telling them. I'm not saying anything untrue. I'm not twisting anybody's arm. I'm not giving them flashy, I can do this or buy this. In fact, a lot of what I share with people at the end of those, in those moments is like, here's some free resources, you know? But the free resources, you could say, that's marketing. It is. It's marketing. The free resources are marketing, and they're serving people. And that's the point I have been saying from the beginning, and you can trace it back to Gary Katz and the Katz Roadshow. Because one of our mottos, and we had several. Boy, did we have a branding confusion. So much branding confusion. Right when we thought we figured out the brand,
but you had that really cool hammer logo.
Oh my God, don't talk to me about that. I'm going to have to show you this book. I'm going to have to show you this book after this. The logo, don't get me started. Anyways, you know, Gary's got a vision. It's cool. His vision is often, obviously, he's a craftsman. Anyways, he used to say that one of our logos, or rather our taglines, was marketing through education.
Yes.
Right? He was using sponsors, like manufacturers, tool people, you know, DeWalt, Bosch, you know, Anderson Windows, stuff like that. He was using their products in his educational, all-day, in-person seminars. And he was marketing their products literally through the method of educating people on these products and best practices for techniques and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And so marketing through education, it became really clear to me when I started my work that, and this was specifically with yoga teachers in 2018 on the internet, marketing themselves, because people were like, I guess I have to be on Instagram. I should have a website. But then what do I post on Instagram? Oh, I'll post my class schedule. Hello? It became really clear that just posting the class schedule was not enough. I needed to see more about... There were tons of class schedules on Instagram in 2018, you know? I needed to see more. It's so funny because now I think I see yoga teachers not posting their class schedules enough.
Yeah. Because
we've swung in a completely different direction,
yeah.
Right? But this is the evolution. And I've always seen marketing, quote unquote, as a form of service, as like sharing what it is you actually do in your work with people in different ways.
Yep.
Should we keep talking about marketing in that way, or should we move on to what I would say next to people if they were working for themselves right now?
What would you say next?
Okay.
I need to get a cough drop while you're
Please
telling
do.
us.
Let me think for a second. What would I say next? I had a number two when we were talking. Does it have to do with, I mean, now it might be niching.
It was...
Or was it, I mean, I might revise it to niching.
You said try a bunch of things.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're not distracting yourself. But start that over, because I have a feeling part of that is going to end up getting cut out.
Cool. Okay. Number two.
Or not.
I mean...
Hi, everyone. You just heard the whole thing, even the part that I thought was going to get cut out.
Whatever. Who knows what's happening with the recording, you know?
Who knows?
People love our banter.
I'll tell you what we do know. I'm not going to edit it.
Cheers to that.
I overcommitted, and I shut myself down.
So, that leads us into number two, actually.
Bum, bum.
In some way. You know, I love a segue. let me think about how to phrase this. Throughout your career working for yourself, it is normal to try lots of different things.
Yes. And
Experimentation is really important.
Oh, you've got to do it.
And in my experience, experimentation, if I use it in that way, right? If I approach my work in that way with curiosity, nothing is wasted. So if, for example, let's say you do DEI work and you think suddenly in 2023, 2024, what is time? Yes, 2023, 2024, like I should record an on-demand hour-long Trans 101 webinar. That's going to be so needed. People need that. Oh my God. And I'll make it financially accessible and I'll market it and people are going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, granted, I have not done my due diligence with the marketing. However, oh, Scoop the dog.
Oh.
However, oh my God, the dog is so happy right now. However, nobody's bought the damn thing. Does that mean it was a waste of my time and I'm a failure because nobody bought my Trans 101 on-demand webinar? No, not at all. I'm sure that webinar and my time on it was a good use of time in some way.
Yep. I came back to so many things over the years where I've been like, oh, now I'm ready. I already made this. This is where that piece fits.
Exactly.
And then I can like go back and it like already exists.
So the fine print in this point though is if you are exploring something that is a distraction because it's easy to do this thing versus the thing you know you need to do, which is actually harder to do, that's not necessarily a wise use of your time. You might be getting in your own way.
Yes.
Let's share some examples.
Yeah. Well, if I can say kind of generally, and now I'm talking with a cough drop in my mouth, so this is clicking around. Also, I am rubbing a dog belly. There's a dog belly here, everyone. I was going to say earlier, I don't know if our listeners were able to hear her very heavy breathing, but it was very cute for a minute there. I think that a lot of the things that we have to do at our businesses are really vulnerable in surprising ways. Really, like sometimes in ways that merely does not make sense. And it's so frustrating, like how scary it is.
It's so true.
And for that reason, we observe all the time.
Yes.
That like people's like critical thinking goes just out the window.
Yep.
Like, and it's really difficult to get people to just like orient back toward this thing and be able to look at it with like curiosity again or something. And sometimes you're doing a thing just so you don't have to do the vulnerable thing.
Yes.
And so this is, I think any of the examples that we talk about will ultimately like come back to that.
Yes.
That there's something that is making it that you don't want to face it, and so you're going to distract yourself with a thing that is behind the scenes. It feels really productive and looks really good and allows you to hang out longer in the place where you tell yourself about how successful this is going to be when you finally get to the point where you feel ready to do something about it, and then you never get to the point where you feel ready.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny I'm realizing in this moment. I think I said at the top of the episode that I was going through a lot of childhood stuff and healing and trauma and whatnot, memories. And one of the things I'm I'm trying to figure out who the hell I am, honestly.
Ugh.
That's really what's going on. I'm trying to
Who the hell
look
knows who they are?
back at the past and be like, okay, now I have a lot of information available to me. I'm 43 years old. We have a lot of data to process about who I actually am versus who I've been told I am, you know? Well, when I was 20, I decided to go to Chile for a year. And it was the most terrifying thing. I mean, I had already, when I was 17, gone to Israel and flown there by myself on that flight. That was, I can't believe I did that sometimes. Like, I was so scared to be out in the world like that and on my own, particularly with my internalized stuff about my place in the world and my vulnerability in the world, some of which is real and some of which was perceived. Anyways, I know now that I like doing things that scare me, and I know how to do them, even though they scare me. And I also recognize that if I'm going to pay my bills, that's part of what I have to do.
Right.
So how am I going to do it in a way that feels less scary?
Yeah.
That's the goal. And I can tell you right now that anytime I think the answer is revising my website, or choosing a new color palette, or creating my signature framework.
Sorry.
Like both.
It was just so 2022.
But you know people are still thinking that's the answer right now.
Totally. I mean, yeah, the one that's getting me right now. So I, what I was actually circling back around to the doing things in a way that is less scary.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you can take care of yourself and do a thing in a way that feels safe for you.
Yes.
That is different.
Yes.
Right? Than being like,
yes,
let me just pretend that I don't see this thing out of my peripheral vision. And instead, I'm going to like hang out in this real comfy spot over here.
Yes.
Like the goal should not be that the fear goes away.
Right.
There should be a little bit of it in the room.
Yes.
Because generally, if something is going to work, you kind of know it, and that's a little bit how it feels.
Truth. This is so true.
So, an example from my life right now. Anytime that I have ever had a website to tinker with, you can't stop me. I'm just like a little Squarespace machine, and I just go into like another dimension. And I'm off being creative and making things work and stuff, learning new things. But right now, I'm doing a very, very simple website update. I am making my entire website one page. And I'm like, here's who I am. Here's where I work, with links to Fruition, Clementine, and then like a contact for independent. And all I have to do is put 3 case studies up. I generally am looking for website pages to build because it's fun. Yeah. I have been avoiding this for weeks. Yeah. Just avoiding it. Just leaving my website password protected. There's stuff that people might have links to that they're trying to buy, and they can't right now. And I'm just leaving it there. You want to know why? Because it feels like actual work. Because it's actually going to contribute, and something might come through from it. And I just don't want to deal with it right now. So I'm just pretending that I don't see it. And if it were just for funsies, and like it probably wasn't going to see the light of day, I'd probably be like, like, you know?
This is an important thing, I think, as people who are working for themselves, to practice discernment around what is a growth edge. Yes. And what is my body telling me absolutely not? Yeah. Because absolutely not as like a very clear
Yeah.
no is not something I want to try to talk you out of.
Totally.
Like, I actually think
And
it's
you're not
important
going to be
honor
able.
that.
Yeah, you're actually not going to be able to talk yourself out of it.
No.
You can try to like force through it. It will not be sustainable. Like you're not. It's not something to even try to go.
But if you're not an absolutely no, and it's something that scares you that you don't want to do because it doesn't feel good or it feels awkward or you don't think that it matters to people or that you don't think you have something to say or a value or whatever, that's something else.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Because every single human being with life experience probably has something to offer, you know?
Yes. Where are you going?
Getting food.
Oh, food delivery. I'm waiting for you to come back. What's the plan here, do you think? Should we just wait until we're done recording to eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat and record?
Nah. I'd rather not. Give this till dark.
What were you just talking about?
What's a growth edge and what's an absolutely not?
Yes. Yeah, because sometimes what happens is you identify a growth edge, you don't want to deal with it. And I'm speaking from my experience, and I could say that this is me, but I'm also saying I've observed quite a bit of this.
Yes.
You identify a growth edge, it freaks you out, and the protective mechanism becomes, well, that's far away.
Yes.
So I don't have to deal with that right now anyways, right?
Yes.
Instead of being like, what's the thing that I could do right now though, to work toward that? Because there's actually shit that you could be doing at any time to move toward something that is however far away.
Yes.
That's like a choice. That's how things happen. You make a choice to like
take a baby
work
step
toward
forward.
a thing.
Take a baby step forward.
And sometimes it's like, what would you do right now if you were going to actually have this program that you want to have or whatever?
Yeah.
Sometimes the thing to do right now is send like a bunch of personal emails. Like emails to a single person. I used to do Loom videos and send those to people. I think honestly now an email has that effect. Yeah.
Send a thoughtful, direct, personal email to someone you actually have a relationship with.
Use a template.
No.
Do not. If you're gonna use a template, then
No.
Don't do it at all.
Don't do it.
Anyways.
Yeah.
You know what this kind of reminded me of?
What?
What you said initially, which I thought we should have been recording, which was, you said, I can't think of anybody who's like doing really well right now in their business or like getting consistent work right now. Is that what you said?
I don't know if that's what I said.
Or you don't know who is. Anyways, and I was like, you are.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, yeah, you know why? I'm good at marketing stuff and I can't stop. Yeah. I just can't stop. And like that's
yes.
That's the thing, is that you have figured out a way to get like the generative part.
Yes.
Even from things that scare you.
Yes.
And I think because you've done it enough times that it's clicked for you, that it is going to be rewarding. And
yes.
It's maybe not as daunting, perhaps.
I mean, there are times where it's still really fucking scary. I don't think that putting myself out there with my thoughts, is ever... I mean, sometimes it's easier than others, for sure.
I mean, the book, obviously.
The book is terrifying.
Presented itself in a very scary way.
The book
makes total sense.
The book, I'm still terrified of the book, even though I'm in the midst of writing it, and I know I have these days where I'm like, look at me, I'm writing this book, and it's so easy, but I'm scared.
Also?
And then I have days where I'm terrified to go back to writing it.
Totally.
So basically, I'm scared when I'm writing it, that when I'm writing, it's too good to be true because it's actually working.
So you're scared.
And then I'm scared when I'm not writing because I'm afraid that when I get back to it, it's going to be too scary.
Right. Well.
Fun.
The thing is, though, we were like out for a walk and you started talking about this book, and then you like decided that you were gonna get in touch with somebody, and the next thing I knew, you were like getting the ball rolling, and you're like now meeting deadlines to make
with
like
an editor.
with an editor. A lot of, I would say probably most people who think about writing a book, probably the vast majority of people who think about writing a book, think about it on their walk, and then they're just like, yeah, not doing that.
Yeah.
And just like keep plodding along.
Yeah.
So like you keep shit moving.
I do.
Because you confront scary things.
Yes, or one might argue it's my astrology or my human design or
there is an element of luck. There's gotta be.
It could also be my genes. Gary, my father, would say it's genetic, for sure. He'd be like, yeah, sorry, you got that from me. Can't stop. When
you think about yourself in relation to the world today, don't you think to yourself, wow, I'm really lucky?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, the funny thing is, there are a few things that I do regularly feel fortunate.
Oh, of course. Well, that's because you're not an asshole. And
yeah.
So you're not totally out of touch with
and
your
I
privilege
I recognize with it every day. Yeah. And yeah, the world is fucking miserable right now.
As soon as I was like, there's definitely an element of luck. I mean, I really only said that because I just feel like it's so interesting, like, the ways that we think, oh, well, I did all the things right, and so this should happen. Where, like, in most things, like, I'm just talking about, like, in general in life.
Yes.
In most things, there's an element that you, like, uncontrollable, just, like, you could do everything right, and for whatever reason, like, it's just luck.
Yep. It's just how things go.
But then you gotta play the numbers game. You play the numbers game.
I play the numbers game. I like playing the numbers game.
Yeah, so it's not luck, actually.
It doesn't scare me to play the numbers game. Everything is important, even if it's not amounting to what you think it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And also, don't distract yourself by doing stuff that is a total distraction.
Right.
Both things are true.
So what was your first piece of advice?
The first one was marketing and selling are two different things.
Right.
The second one is nothing is a waste of your time. Everything is potential information for you in your business. Mm-hmm. Experimentation is part of the game. You got to do it. Mm-hmm. And you have to practice discernment between what's experimentation and what's distraction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I could probably put that into a more concise sentence for marketing's sake, you know?
Listen, you don't come here for concise. If you didn't know, you know.
Now you know. Yeah.
Your dog is really enjoying
I know.
this massage.
Yeah, she is.
So do you have number 3?
Yeah. Stop trying to figure out what your niche is. And instead look at all the things that make you unique in the work that you do. Mm-hmm. And start sharing those. You know? Mm-hmm. That is your niche. We just have been really confused by it. And once again, I feel like dominant marketing conversations have really confused it, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is that niching, especially right now, is simply figuring out what makes you different from all the other people doing the same work out there. What makes you you? Mm-hmm. Why are you unique? Is it because you have a background in, say, I don't know, managing retail stores? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, those things matter, actually. It's so funny to me how many people we're having these conversations with right now where they drop this fact about their history. Mm-hmm. Like, well, yeah, I also got a degree in, you know? And it's like, oh, wait, you never mentioned that.
Yeah.
As if it's somehow not relevant to their work right now because their work right now fits into this niche. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, that's...
Right.
So
you're making yourself more generic and thus less niche.
Yeah.
When you try to, like, not be things that you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go back to episode whatever that was. There were a couple episodes
like
back.
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes ago, we did a whole thing on niching.
The one where we had been gone forever and then we just, like, popped back up. Like, there's a really long gap.
Hey, maybe nobody knows that there's a really long
Between
gap.
episodes.
Because right now, it's like 2027, somebody's listening to this.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, oh, I had no idea there was a gap. I just pressed play, and the episodes just kept playing, you know?
Wow. If you're listening from 2027, I really hope that you're not in, like, a bunker.
Me too.
You know, like, eating all of the canned food that you,
oh my God.
like,
Talk
stockpiled
about
over
tinned
the next year.
fish. Is that what's happening?
Oh my God!
Did we just figure out why tinned
Do you have
fish?
aluminum foil? Because I think we need to make foil hats right now.
Okay, three was niching.
3 was niching, yeah.
And I don't really have much more to say about that. I mean, we could get into your map, is the thing.
Well, what I was going to say is...
But that's like a workshop.
Yeah. And I have some things to say about the workshop and about some other things to our listeners here who have been listening this whole time. But first, I'm going to finish my thought on the...
Finish it.
what makes you unique thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's necessarily that is going to make a difference to the person who is looking at your work. It's not necessarily that it's like someone's looking for a, website designer that has a background in, like, skateboarding. I don't know. Just like skateboarding hanging up.
Love it.
Right? That's not necessary. That could happen and that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I think that even if that doesn't happen, you're more human.
Yes.
Because you're sharing more about your actual personality.
Yes.
Which means people trust you more.
Yes.
Because they kind of know a little bit more
about who you
yeah.
are.
And like when you're the only person in your business,
yes.
it really does all kind of come down to like you.
We need to know who you are.
Yeah. So there's that. And then the other piece is it will stop you from wasting your time rebranding yourself.
Oof.
Every time that you decide that you want to offer something else or don't want to offer something.
This is so true. My brand doesn't ever need to change. It all stays the same. The only thing I do is I sometimes adjust the language I use at the top of my website. Sometimes I change my about page, and sometimes I offer a new program with a new sales page.
Yeah, like if you're
so right.
If you decide that like you were selling makeup and now you want to make websites, yes, create a different thing. But the thing is that usually there's actually a way that thing that you want to do fits right into your work anyways. You just haven't been talking about it.
Can I give an example?
Yes.
Okay. I never know when we're talking about people that we know if we should give them shout outs.
Oh.
Or not.
Yeah.
Because it's not consensual.
Right.
But also, they might appreciate the shout out.
Uh-huh.
It's a real
I think it depends on the context.
Quandary.
Of what it is that you're going to share. I think if it's information about their work that they wouldn't share with their own audience, definitely not.
I'm going to...
Not.
I'm going to not assume.
Cool.
So I'm just going to talk about this person, in a broad way. They're a therapist.
Uh-huh.
And, therapists, generally speaking, from what I understand, usually work in particular geographic areas,
Uh-huh.
So this particular therapist is working here in Portland and decided at some point that as someone who is also a parent and queer, non-binary, that they wanted to be amidst more non-traditional queer families with kids.
Yeah.
And so they started a community gathering space for young queer families. Well, young kids. Queer family, young kids.
Yeah.
And when we talked, there was a question of how is that functioning alongside their work as a therapist? And I said the two go hand in hand.
Totally.
Don't separate them.
Yeah.
They're both you.
Mm-hmm.
They're both, what makes you tick in your work is in both of them. So they're both connected to your business. They're both part of your business model.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you'll diminish the efficacy or the expansiveness, the what makes you you. You'll diminish it when you say, let me put this over here because it doesn't connect to what I'm doing.
Right. Yes. And because I know people's brains get stuck on things sometimes and they just can't stop thinking about it, I am aware, you are aware, that there are certain things that therapists cannot do
Yes.
in their marketing. We know.
Oh, yeah.
We're not saying
I'm not saying
that you just like sell therapy the way that, you know, or you market therapy in this. It's more about really the way that you conceptualize the two.
Yes.
They could even live on two totally separate websites, even if they functioned totally separately. That doesn't mean that you have to, for example, create a whole other brand or like persona for it.
Exactly.
Treat it as a totally separate project. Remove yourself as a therapist when you talk about yourself, when you're talking about that part of your work, right? You are who you are and you do what you do. And the people in both places know.
Yes.
Because you're a human being.
Yes. We need you to be your full human self.
How you do the technical bits of being compliant and ethical in the marketing,
yes.
It can be
done. Obviously, it can be done. Yeah, this is so important. That's the niching thing.
Yeah. I'm not letting these listeners here do this thing that, you know, sometimes happens where it's like, oh yeah, no, this isn't for me because in my case, with what I do, actually, I can't market it that way.
Yeah, you can.
It can be done. Modify it to your situation.
To your situation.
What did we say about discernment, everyone?
And experimentation,
what have we said about just doing things just to do it, everyone?
Also, have you not heard me already say, and maybe you haven't, we haven't said this on the podcast yet, but if you are working for yourself, you're probably working for yourself because you don't want to go get a job.
Right.
And if you are working for yourself, that gives you space to actually envision how you want to work for yourself.
Yeah.
You get to do it differently. You get to do it in a way that, I don't know, surprise, surprise, maybe even actually works for you.
Please do.
Oh my God.
That is really what we need right now. I mean, we need a lot of things. That is not going to save us. But that would be a nice little, you know, glimmer of something.
I recently, I think it was last week, rescheduled a meeting, like pretty last minute style, because I was so under-resourced. And I'm always confused about like what to share with clients and the boundaries, and I usually want to keep people at like kind of a certain distance because I don't know them.
Yeah, it's good to have professional boundaries.
Professional boundaries are very healthy. And I have found that when I just email someone and say I need to reschedule, but I don't give any context, it doesn't feel good, I think. I think it doesn't land like a relationship. It lands more like a transaction. I think I need to acknowledge some degree of my humanity when I say why I'm rescheduling at the last minute, you know? And so I said to this person, I said, I need to reschedule because my body is like all the way no right now. And if I override that to show up, like that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
They were so grateful that was what I shared with them, that I was transparent, that I was modeling.
They were probably so happy they were working with you because they knew then that you weren't going to tell them they couldn't do something like that.
What world are we trying to create? We have so much agency and so much autonomy in our businesses.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we did 3 points.
We did 3 points, and this leads me to some closing thoughts.
Great.
First of all, if you're listening to this and you're still listening to this, you've been listening for a while, and you have not given us a rating or a review.
Yeah, say it.
On Apple Podcasts.
Go do it, please. We would really appreciate if you've been enjoying the podcast in any way and you haven't already left us a review, please do.
Yeah. Also, though, like, if you're so overwhelmed with everything right now.
Oh, yeah. That too.
Like,
Don't then.
Please keep listening. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't feel guilty about it.
Totally. I keep saying to people, I'm going to give you homework, but also I hope you know that, like, I don't care if you do it.
Yeah. I mean, in this instance, this is for us, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the first thing. Second, though, we have been talking about this idea for this workshop that is something that I have wanted to teach for, like, probably 6 years. We're probably at 6 years at this point
that makes
that
sense.
I've been doing this thing, and I can't figure out how to facilitate other people doing it for themselves or thinking about this workshop.
Oh,
We'll keep everybody posted, but like you gotta like sign up for it though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
For us to hold it.
Yeah. Huh.
You know?
I think people would.
Yeah.
Like a one-off. How long do you want to do it for? 2 hours? 3 hours?
I don't know. I think I need to think about what it is first.
I think I know how.
Okay.
How to guide it in a group practice.
Okay. We have to compare notes because I've tried it in some ways.
Okay.
Let's compare notes. I don't know that I'm ready to commit to something right now. I'm prepping these listeners here.
Great. Prep the listeners.
Get ready for this workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is a workshop on something that Tristan can't stop talking about.
Look at how good Brooke is at marketing right now. Do you feel like you're being sold to?
Oh, I feel like I'm being intentionally obnoxious.
Oh, that's so funny because I actually feel that this is totally genuine. Like I nerd out on this thing that Brooke has created with their neurodivergent, brilliant brain, and I want you to teach this thing.
Yeah.
And
it's a map.
It's a business
all
map.
Your stuff.
It's a business map.
Yeah, it's visual, and it just jumps out of my brain. I haven't been able to channel it, but I can do it.
So stay tuned.
I'm like a psychic, but also like printer.
A psychic printer.
Yeah. You come to me, psychic printer. You tell me all of your secrets.
Yeah, I think you should definitely put that in your keywords, your, header on your website, psychic your printer? Instagram bio. Yeah, just so everybody understands. Okay, so do you have anything else you want to share as we wrap up?
No, those were my two things. Leave us a rating and a review, and start to think about this workshop that is going to happen that you are going to come to.
Yeah, we don't often teach workshops anymore, in case you haven't noticed. I mean, together, though we do have a coaching program that we run together all the time. But there was something I was going to say. Oh, this particular thing, this business map that your brain has created, I think can help a lot of people unlock so many parts of their business, including but not limited to some degree of their offers, their positioning, definitely their marketing, and their niche.
Yeah.
It's a really great, I think, useful tool for those of us who are supported by visual tools,
Yeah.
So stay tuned for those of you who are interested in that nerdy visual tool stuff.
We gotta find money to do a funded round of
That'd be so nice.
Foundations. I'm gonna
need a grant.
Seed planted.
Because
I really want to do a round of foundations, and I don't want
people to have to pay.
People to have to pay for it.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that so much. Okay, stay tuned.
Cool.
And also, hey, you who are listening, I hope you're taking really good care of yourself amidst this crumbling world we're in right now.
It's really, 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 really fucked up.
Yep.
And it's been really, 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 really fucked up. And
we're at a new level.
We have certainly not lived through this kind of chaos from our government.
No, this is a new level. Yeah. Stay safe out there. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
How about now?
The answer is yes.
How about now? How about now?
How about now?
How about now?
How about now?
How about now?